Cool. Thank you very much. Very kind introduction, and I do note that I came on early and Chrissy doesn't have any chocolates left, so I might run a couple of minutes over to get you back on track, Chrissy, to do you a favour. But look, thanks very much for the opportunity to present at RIU. Look, it's always an important conference for us at Bellevue. We were lucky enough to be awarded the Oliver Award a couple of years ago for the discovery of Bellevue. So, it's quite a pleasure for us to come back and talk about actually developing the project and getting into production. I will try and make sure I talk about geology and exploration as a part of this, but I will talk at the start about the ramp up and the start of production, because that's the life that we've been in the trenches living for the last couple of years. So look, as Chrissy said, we're a new producer. We poured our first gold in October last year. We were able to build the mine with the budget that we had, on time, on budget, in a pretty difficult mining environment. It's a credit to the team that we have on site, a credit to the contractors that we have to be able to deliver a project and move through into cash flow, which is a very exciting place to be. It's all about the underground mining where we are now. So, now that we've got the place built, it's all about getting that underground mine up to run rate. So, that's through the development rates, which we're already getting. We're increasing our stoping rates now month in, month out, and that's what delivers the high grade to the processing plant. We've done a hell of a lot of underground drilling to de-risk that mine plan. It's probably been at the expense of lots of exploration over the past 2 years, but we thought it was very, very important to de-risk that start-up plan and make sure that we had the drill density across the early years of our mine life. We've completed 160,000 metres of grade control drilling in the last 18 months to essentially drill the project out to 20 by 10. It gives us a really good base to start on, gives us a 10-year mine life to start, but we also have a great platform for growth, and I think that's something that we can really focus on now that we've moved through that developer stage and are into cash flow. This is through optimising the mine, driving productivity, driving production, but also investing more through the drill bit, doing more exploration outside of the resources that we know, growing the resource and growing the reserve. All the while we've done this, we focused on having Tier 1 ESG credentials, which I'll talk a bit about towards the end of the preso. Look, these graphs are pretty important to us. There's a new out today just to show that we're doing what we said we're going to do. There's no magic formula in mining, certainly no magic formula at Bellevue. It's just about keeping the processing plant running and then delivering the high-grade ore to the plant. These graphs on the right-hand side here, these four, cover that first part. So, the mill's turning, we're getting the throughput through. We've done that month in, month out now, and we're going to continue to do that, every month going forward. And then on the left-hand side, what you can see is that as the stope tonnes increase, the gold produced increase, because that's our high grade that we're bringing to the mill, and that'll continue to increase month in, month out as we go towards the end of this financial year. We just released our guidance for the half of 75,000 to 85,000 ounces. As I said, we're achieving our run rate from the plant. The underground mining is going really well. We have a high quality underground contractor in Develop doing the work there. We're opening up multiple mining areas, which I'll show you in 3D in a little bit. And importantly, we've done it with a bit of fat at the bottom of our balance sheet, and we're now in a position where we're generating positive free cash flow, which is a big achievement for the team. The mine itself, it's a mine that has been known about for a long time. There was a modern underground mine there back in the late 80s to late 90s. The discovery hole for the new Bellevue was in the end of 2017. So it went from discovery through to production in under 6 years, which is, I guess, a reflection of the quality of the ore body. And what we have is not just one lode that's we're chasing down to the centre of the earth. We're actually chasing multiple lodes all at the same time. And what you can sort of see here is that we're getting similar grades, similar tenors, similar widths in all of the sort of key mining areas that we're developing out to. So when we've got all of these areas in production, which we're pretty close to being on multiple levels in each of these areas, you'll see we can deliver that ore to the mill. After the drilling comes the development. What we're seeing is excellent reconciliation between the grade control drilling and the face sampling that we're doing. And I guess that's the power of having the grade control drilling done to that 20 by 10 metre spacing at least, is that we understand where the ore body is, and we can essentially put ore drives on survey control and be able to chase down and get those good grades and good widths. And the other thing about Bellevue that you'll notice from these pictures is that we have fantastic ground conditions. So the ground there is very hard, very competent, but very good for mining, just bolts and mesh as the ground support, and that translates over to the stoping as well. So what you can see is we put sort of 4 separate stopes down the bottom there. 3 out of the 4 of them are from the top level. When you're sub-level open stoping top down, you start at the top edge of the ore body and then you work your way to the middle. When you're mining your top, you're mining your stopes blind, so it is actually more difficult to get your compliance there, and we've been able to get good compliance with plan on that top level. And then as we're mining just in between the levels, you can see that one there, we're actually getting good recovery of the ore body and achieving those mining parameters pretty well. And as I said, as we get in now, the stoping, we've done almost 30 stopes completed on site at the moment. A lot of that was in the Upper Armand area. Over the next quarter, we'll be mining productively from all 5 different mining areas. So Upper Armand, Lower Armand, Marceline, Bellevue South and Deacon, which is a very high grade part of the ore body, which is great. But, it is a geology conference, so I do want to speak a bit about the history of Bellevue and the growth that we have ahead of us. We're in a pretty prolific region of Western Australia. I'll just show you on this picture here. We're in the northern goldfields of Western Australia in the Agnew-Wiluna greenstone belt. So it's a north-south trending greenstone belt. And importantly, we've got other significant gold deposits on that belt. So you've got your Jundees and Wilunas to the north, your Agnews, your Darlows to the south. You've got Gwalia down here. You've got Bronzewing in the region as well. These are 5 to 10 million ounce gold systems. What it shows you, if you've got the right geological setting with the crustal scale mantle tapping structures to provide these big deposits. The difference between Bellevue and these other deposits is that they've been being consistently mined for the past 25 years, and Bellevue's laid there untouched, and we're just getting into it now. Zooming in on our mining tenement, the original Bellevue mine that I said was mined in the 80s and 90s was just one lode sort of through the middle of the tenement there, and they pulled 800,000 ounces out at 13 grams per tonne. What we have discovered since then is north and south extensions to that original Bellevue lode, hanging wall and footwall structures that weren't discovered before, and then linking structures in between. So, over 3 million ounces of resource there, which gives you great confidence in going underground. We'll have a look at that from the underground perspective here. If you do spin that around, you can see those multiple lodes, over almost 3 kilometre strike there. And where that shows you is that you're not just chasing one skinny ore body to the middle of the earth. You actually have all of these different areas that you can go. I'll show you those structures again. You've got Tribune hanging wall structure, south and north extensions of Bellevue, which was mined out here, Viago, which links, and then this Deacon structure, which is about 1.4 million ounces, which is a virgin lode that sits in the footwall there that we're just getting into now. It's extensively drilled, so extensively drilled from surface, lots of grade control from underground now, a lot of drilling within that mine corridor that you can see, not a lot of drilling outside of that mine corridor, and I guess that's the platform that we can start to attack this ore body from now that we're underground, now that we have these work areas and the jumbos are getting ahead of the capital development there. And one of the sort of key ingredients for discovery at Bellevue over the years has been downhole EM. It's a high pyrrhotite ore body. There's a one-to-one association between pyrrhotite and gold at Bellevue, and as we know, pyrrhotite's quite magnetic. So when you do put the downhole EM down there, you do get vectors that you can drill, and that has been how all of these blind structures have been discovered to date. We have untested downhole EM at Bellevue in the right areas. We just needed the right platforms to drill, particularly on the southern end of the ore body. I'll sort of focus in when I'm talking about that downhole EM. You can see here in the 3D that the yellow areas are those downhole EM plates that you can target. If I focus in an area to the south, we've got a blue structure which goes through here. Let's move that up a bit. Called the Conselma Fault. This Conselma Fault pushes the ore body down about 120 metres. Behind here we've got Bellevue South, which sort of sits in the middle. Behind there we have this large Deacon, which sits about 400 metres in the footwall to Bellevue South. We've defined Bellevue South extensions on the other side of this Conselma Fault, again on that offset, for about 300 to 400 metres. If you look hundreds of metres of down dip, we've got untested downhole EM that we just simply don't have a platform to drill, which we'll be able to drill out from underground. The same thing with Deacon. You've got that same offset and a big downhole EM target down there that has, again, never been drilled because of drill platforms from surface, but that's something that we can drill out from underground, and we'll be doing as soon as we get the right platforms for it. Going back to 2D, this sort of shows that structure. You can see that southerly plunge of the ore body. We're south to the right there, and that's that Deacon downhole EM, and then some of these Bellevue downhole EMs there that we haven't been able to drill, and we will be able to get down and do. And the other side of growth where we are is actually, when you look into the page, based on that last one, is that you've got your hanging wall structure at Tribune, you've got Bellevue, you've got Deacon, you've got connecting structures at Viago. Repeats of those structures is something that has been identified through downhole EM. There's been limited drilling to follow that up, but for example, the repeat target under Deacon that was drilled with a 1.2 kilometre drill hole that was co-funded through the EIS scheme, hit a couple of metres at 10 grams. Hit Bellevue rocks down there. You're obviously unable to follow that up as a developer or exploration company. We're going to have a decline here pretty soon that we can drill 300 to 400 metre holes and be able to target that. From a mining perspective, you can see that we're building these platforms to be able to drill from. These are the structures that we're getting out to. I'll put Deacon on the right-hand side here, and you can see that you're getting multiple. Whoops, I'll go to the next one. But as we develop the ore body and develop new areas, we're mining out to Deacon, and it's giving us multiple platforms across that Deacon structure that we can drill out and target into to look for those repeat structures there. The power that we've got now is a really good base to start. We've got multiple mining areas that will continue to provide for years to come. We've got a fully designed 10-year mine life that's sitting there ready for us to go that we can optimise off, and that'll be and that's a really good place to start, but again, it's not where we'll finish because these lodes do continue at depth across the region, and we believe at Bellevue. The plant that we've built, it's currently achieving the 1 million tonne per annum run rate, where we have run it at times at a circa 1.2 million tonne per annum run rate. Obviously, the mill is outstripping the mine at the moment, but when we get the mine into the new mining areas and get that efficiency up, we'll be able to push the millies, they'll push the mill, and the battle will continue between the miners and the millies to keep going on and keep getting that growth. We did it on purpose to set that infrastructure up so that we can grow off the same footprint for very low capital. Speaking of the capital that we did in the ESG, we've been an industry leader in a lot of areas as we've built this mine. It's something that we've been really focused on and we're very proud of. We're building what's actually going to be the largest off-grid hybrid power station, so with wind, solar, thermal and batteries, which is currently under construction, as you can see there. And we've got sector-leading diversity as well, with over 40% female in our workforce, and we'll be net zero by 2026, which is also ahead. So look, as you see there, Chrissy's coming over. She's going to deny me the chocolate. I'm going to purposely go over because I don't want the chocolate. There you go. But look, we're set up with a great platform. Very proud to have brought the Bellevue project into production in a pretty difficult environment, and it's just starting now. We're ready to start growing it. Thank you.